Welcome back to another video with yours truly. So while I'm working on other videos that are taking so long, I wanted to put out some other stuff. I've been seeing this thing go around called the 10 Style Art Challenge, and I thought it would be the perfect opportunity to show off some of my OCs that literally take over my brain every single day. I get so inspired by other artists online and other art mediums, and my inspiration changes so much as I grow. I just think it's really cool how we can all find new stuff about ourselves through art, whether that be what we enjoy or how we create it. It lets me bring my characters to life, whether that be myself drawing them or paying artists to bring them to life for me. And each style brings them to life in a new way, a new format. So in appreciation of that, I figured this challenge would be really fun. So I feel like it's only fitting to give a little introduction to my OC before getting into the styles. So here is my girl Mumu. She's my cow-human hybrid bimbo babe. She loves everything pink and sparkly. I like to give her a 2000s bimbo style with a mix of modern bimbo. She enjoys fashion, shopping, drinking, going to parties, kissing people, of course. She's very confident, flirty, and doesn't take from nobody. Her character can be a bit more on the 18+ side. What can I say? I'm an adult. But besides some of the character art that I get of her, she's a fine character otherwise. I created her a few years ago, and her design and character has changed a bit since then, but has stayed pretty consistent since 2022. I love her so much. Some might say a little too much.
'Cause she's your favorite?
Hey! I don't have any favorites. Maybe a little bit. So my first style challenge is going to be Emirichu. If you don't know who she is a YouTuber who does story times. Most recently, she's been known for her anime cafe addiction. Not only is she one of my biggest inspirations for my channel, but her style is very cute and definitely different compared to other storytime YouTubers I've seen. Most have a simple, round, shapy style to help them with the workload of how long story times take. But Emirichu still keeps her anime style for her videos, which I love. That's why I kinda do the same. Her style consists of very thin lines. Most of the characters she draws, she gives them more of a flat hairstyle and very detailed eyes. Shading is very minimal, but overall it still ties each other together well. I'm starting all my style studies with sketches first to kind of get a feel of the way everyone draws, and then I go in with my line art and color. So originally when sketching this, I did not like the expression of the first one I was drawing. I tried doing like a smile, but it just wasn't really coming out how I envisioned. So I ended up changing it, as you see. So it was really difficult because normally when I go in with my line art, I try to be a bit bold in certain areas, but this time I really had to be like super thin, and I couldn't put a lot of pressure on my pen to kind of mimic the way Emirichu draws all of her art. And it was kind of hard, but it was really interesting to do because normally I just don't draw like that. But I'm going in with the spots here. And my character's hair is so blonde that it's just way too hard to see if I don't have transparency on. So, unfortunately, that's kind of annoying at times, but here I am with the shading and stuff, or actually coloring, not shading, not yet. But it's very interesting to kind of get a feel for how artists draw. She was one of my first styles that I was working on, so I wasn't very confident at first. I was trying to figure out what I had to do and how, I was like, oh my god, this is so overwhelming. But I actually think I got the hang of it after some time, and I really love how this came out. This was one of my favorites, absolute favorites. I ended up changing the position of the eyes at the end for one of them because it didn't look quite right, but after all, I really love this. This is definitely a favorite of mine. And the first style study in Emirichu's style is complete. I love how it came out. I think Mumu looks so cute in her style. I'm just like, oh, I love it so much. So here it is. Second victim will be Ginjaninja, or Jumpy June on Insta, or actually Ray on Twitter. June is also another YouTuber who I've watched for years. They post a lot of art-based videos and OC work on their socials. I've been a big fan of June's work for years, and they're definitely one of my inspirations for my art and stuff, so I thought it would be cool to see Mumu in their style. Especially because going through their stuff, they draw lots of magical girls, Pokemon, and other IPs, but they're lacking a bimbo girl, duh! Their recent style as of late 2024 feels more like fluent line work. They use a lot of sharp but flowy line work with minimal blocked out shading. They like to also use a lot of exaggerated expressions to show how a character reacts, and I find it so cute and appealing about their style. Their line art in most of the pieces they post is very messy. Some lines go through each other or weren't fully erased. I think this is just their regular doodle-like way of doing things, because I'm sure their full big artworks are different, but I'm just basing my challenge today on what they usually post. Something I struggled with is what they seem to change up little things depending on certain artworks, which of course most of us do depending on what we're drawing and how fast we're trying to get something done. But I've noticed with June's style that they sometimes color in the line art, sometimes they keep it black. Sometimes they'll do small amounts of shading, and sometimes a character's skin will have like 3 different shading tones to it and multiple colors of shading for their hair. I had to kind of pick and choose what aspects of their art I wanted to go with. And it is a little weird to see Mumu in their style. I don't know if she entirely fits. When I was drawing this, I was like, yeah, this is so great. But looking back on it, I'm like, maybe it's just because I'm not the artist, but I'm not sure how I feel about her being in their style. But I still really like how it came out. Alright, and this is the finished product of Mumu in Ginjaninja style. I think it was really fun to try to work with how they do expressions and stuff. I don't mind how it came out. I think it's kind of cute. Third style challenge, Monster High. Now, I had to do this one to kind of change it up from just being online artists that I enjoy, but just a personal favorite of mine because I love Monster High. I used to hate Barbie dolls as a kid. They never really did it for me. I was more of a tomboy growing up, but when I got my first Monster High for Christmas one year, I ate that up. I ate it up. I mean, spooky monster girls, Halloween themes, sign me up. Now, this was an interesting style to work with. I'm basing my style challenge off of the early to 2010s clip art style, which consists of thick line art, sharp edges in some places, and smoother in others. Very different than what I'm used to working with, as I usually go for more flowy round work. Monster High also has very little shading, some parts around the face and hair. It was kind of weird drawing this because on one hand, I find it very cool to see my OC in a replicate of the style, but at the same time, I feel like she doesn't totally fit the style. And I think that just might be because of the spooky monster girl aesthetic of it. She's not really a spooky or monster girl. I still had a lot of fun. One of my biggest challenges with this is trying to get like the face right on the front facing view. In the more half body drawing, she kind of like the eyes were just kind of looking jank for me for a while, and like her face, her expression, I kind of changed up little parts of it in the sketch, and later on in the speed paint I ended up moving her eyes around and stuff. But I don't know if it's because, again, she's not a monster girl, but like I couldn't get it right to where I felt like this was it, like this was the style. But I really like the second headshot. I think that really kind of wrapped it up with being Monster High, because I think the first full body is like, okay, it's kind of giving. The second headshot, I think really, really screams Monster High. I did reference a bit of Frankie for that one, but I think it's cute. I think it works for her. It was really fun trying to play around with their hands as well. They have little thin, sticky hands, and trying to figure out how they shade, because a lot of the images I used were kind of blurry. I tried finding like full quality pieces, but it was a little too hard. So I kind of went with what I saw, which was like the shaded lips and the minimal shaded hair and some on the face, of course. They didn't do much shading with the clothing. I still really like how it came out though. I think it's kind of cute. I do really like the headpiece more, but I still think it's kind of cute. I mean, she's kind of giving. She's there. And And here is Mumu in the Monster High style. I'm kind of digging it a little bit. She kind of slays. She slays a little. I do like how it came out, and I really enjoyed drawing in the Monster High style. Next on the list is Inkiio, aka Stinkio. If you don't know Inkiio, they are a YouTuber who does a lot of redesign and OC videos. They're also one of my pookies. Mwah. I love Inkiio style, and I definitely use it as reference whenever I have the rare inspiration to draw men. However, Mumu is a very busty, curvy woman, so I had to search for some examples of more feminine characters in Inkiio style, which was really funny because they just posted a recent Dress to Impress video where they were drawing more feminine characters, so it was like perfect. It was perfect timing. I've noticed with their style that they follow a more realistic facial structure. They draw their faces a bit of a more longer style and kind of thicker bodies. Sometimes they go all out with the lines in art and shading, other times it's just sketches. I'm taking examples from their more sketch-like style with just base colors for this one. So I'm strictly using my sketchy pencil, and I'm just going in and using that as kind of the line art. This was really interesting. The squiggles on the face, like as the blush lines, I've noticed that's like an ongoing new trend where a lot of people are using those little squiggles and like kind of getting inspired by old like 2010s work. It's not really my thing, perchance. I'm still sticking with the anime lines, guys. I'm sorry. Like, I think it's really cute. I think it's so cute, but I haven't gone into it yet. But this was really cool drawing Mumu in their style. I really enjoyed it. It was so cute. I really like how it came out. At first I was a little concerned, so I'm like, oh, what's she gonna look like? But the full body, or like the half body, is my favorite between the two for sure. She just looks so cute. She looks so soft. I love the lips too. Like, I like how they do the lips, and the shading on this was just great. I just loved it. And that's the end of me drawing Mumu in Inkiio style. I hope I did it justice, Pookie. I hope I did. I hope I did your art style justice. I do think it came out really cute, and I'm gonna need to commission you to draw my characters at some point. But I still really like how it came out. Fifth style, Mimilch. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. They're an artist I recently found on Twitter, and I've really fallen in love with their work. Their style is soft, sketchy, and mostly filled with cute anime girls with huge eyes. I was very excited to attempt their style and try to replicate their softer approach to art. Unfortunately, I'm not sure what brushes they use, so I ended up using my sketch pencil brush and went with softer strokes to try to mimic their soft line art. When I was 15 or 16, I was so heavily inspired and drew based off of anime, so their style is something I would have really enjoyed then. It's giving anime, but with a mix of their own stylization that I haven't found elsewhere yet, and man, I would love to commission them in the future. Their art is so cutesy. I could hug every character they draw. I swear, they make them way too cute. This one, if you guys can't tell, was one of my personal favorites. Like, oh my gosh, I can't be mad at either of them. Usually I'm like, I don't know, I think I like the other one better. This one, I really like them both. She's so cute. She's so soft. I know it doesn't really like fit her character to be super embarrassed, so when I made the embarrassed expression, I was like, is this giving Mumu? But this is supposed to be in the artist style, so who cares? Who cares if it's not exactly how she would be all the time? I really had so much fun. And doing all the like extra hair flowing out, I think I'm gonna definitely take inspiration from that when continuing on with my own work, because I just love how it comes out. I mean, I usually do that when I go in with color. I'll usually add extra hair sticking out, but I just really like how they did it in the main work. And then if it was in my style, I could go in, add extra hair, and just make the hair look super flowy, because hair is not straight at all. The hair goes everywhere, no matter what type of hair you have. It's always everywhere. But I had so much fun with this. Even coloring in the hair and the skin was just so fun. It just looks so flowy. And I loved the eyes. Later on, I'm going to be shading in the eyes. And the eyes were my absolute favorite to draw. It was very different than what I usually draw. I did a lot of line strokes inside the eyes to kind of get that purple shading. And then I did obviously like the white parts and stuff, but it was so cute. Like, the eyes are my favorite of this piece. I love how they do the eyes. And the hair shading was so simple, which I really enjoyed. Some people get really complex, and I want to be complex, but I don't have it in me yet, guys. I don't have it in me yet. I love how she came out. This artist's style is so good. I just love it. This is one of my favorites for sure. And here's the finished product of Mumu in Emirichu's style. I love how cute she is. She looks so sweet and so precious. I could just reach through the screen and squish her cheeks. I love it. I love how this came out. Next off, a favorite for some, I'm sure, Hazbin Hotel / Helluva Boss. Now, personally, if I had to pick between the two, I'm more into Helluva Boss than Hazbin Hotel. I guess my brain was just thinking that when I was picking out references because I originally searched up Hazbin Hotel, but ended up getting characters from Helluva Boss. Vivziepop style is very unique in terms of shape language and certain designs. Now, not normally a style I'd be super into, but I used to watch Viv's older animations as a kid, so she's a pretty nostalgic artist for me. Most humanoid characters have different parts of them, but they all have that iconic sharp teeth smile and extremely slim figure. I was going to try to replicate that smile for Mumu just because it's so iconic to the look, but a sharp tooth smile wasn't really doing it. So instead I looked at some human characters and got some ideas for how I wanted to work Mumu into the universe. And this was definitely by far one of the most simplest drawings I've done. I used this excuse to draw her more fancy dress that I have not yet drawn. But yeah, very, very simple. I mean, there's no shading, and I think that's obviously because it's a show. If I was basing it off of Viv's personal artworks, I'm sure they would have a lot more shading. Because I was basing it off the show, it was very, very simple, just blocked out colors. No details with the eyes or anything, so I did struggle with their hand style a bit, but otherwise, I think it came out pretty alright. I think it fits. I think it fits the universe. And here she is in the Hazbin Hotel / Helluva Boss style. I think she's kind of cute. I think she's very simple, and I like how it came out. I do. Ayeoops. I found them through Instagram, but she also has a Twitter and YouTube. If you don't know her, she draws OC work, redraws, tutorials, etc. I absolutely love how soft her work looks, and it's sort of similar to how I want to build up my style. Though for Ayeoops or Lauren, she's definitely more on the realism end with some stylization, whereas the OGs know, I like to stay clear from realism. They use softer palettes and they don't really have a line art that sticks out. Personally, I'm someone that struggles trying to draw without line art as a guide, and maybe I should have used this chance to give it a go, but I ended up picking more from their sketchier references without thinking, so that's what I based off my version of. I definitely want to commission her in the future because her style is just too pretty. This style is one of the few ones in this video that I actually had to shade a bit more, especially around her face. Her style has more color in the cheeks, nose, and the start of the eyes, so I had to kind of work that in this time. I really love how she came out. At first I was like, okay, Mumu's kind of giving realism a little bit, you know? I'm not used to her being somewhat more realistic, but I think it really fits her character. I think it really does. I think it's so cute. I personally did use my pencil to kind of make the sketch lines because, again, I'm basing off of their more sketchier works. So I just decided that I figured my sketch pencil would work best. I'm excited I got the chance to finally use it for more works than just sketching. But I already loved how this came out. Like, the line art alone, I was just eating up. I was like, okay. And then once I started really coloring it in, yeah, it sold it for me. It really did. And so here I am going in with the blocked colors. I usually wait and do Mumu spots at the end because I don't know if you guys could tell, I gave her really complex spots around her shoulders and thighs and ears. So it's kind of a pain in the ass to do it sometimes. I won't lie, it's my least favorite to draw, but I do really think it fits with her style, so I'm never giving it away, never changing it. Here I am doing some light shading, and I'm finally getting to shade in the face a little bit. I'm kind of mixing between the two, so that way if I shade one part of one of the faces, I go into the other face and sketch it, just so I know what I'm doing and how I did it. I think the soft shading on the face looks so cute, and the lips, I love this. I'm just eating this up. Oh, I love how she came out. here is Mumu in Ayeoops style. One of my favorites, guys. One of my favorites. I think she's so cute. I do think Mumu kind of fits the more realistic style, which is kind of interesting. Anyway, I do really love how it came out. 8th on the list is Shgurr. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. Now, this artist is also a massive nostalgic trip for me. So, fun fact, I was a massive FNAF fangirl growing up. I got the figures, big portion of the plushies, the games, you name it. I used to be obsessed with Shgurr's FNAF animatics, and I still see them drawing FNAF to this day, which is so cool. They do mostly story times or other random videos now. Shgurr's style is great for story times because, again, massive workload and easier style means easier time to make them. However, a big reason I picked her style was because I didn't think Mumu fit it at all, and I really wanted to go a little beyond artists that would fit her. Her style is very simplified, there's not really any major details, and uses a lot of angles. It was one of the easiest styles I had worked with throughout these 10 styles, and I finished it rather quickly. I think Mumu also kind of looks at a place with her being a bit more complex and detailed than the style itself, but I still don't mind how it came out, and it gave me an excuse to draw her pink PJs this time to continue the difference. I had to change up a little bit of it. I realized that on the body that the face was too big for Shgurr's style, but otherwise, it pretty much came out alright. It was very simple, just blocked in colors, and no shading at all, and that was pretty much it with her style. And here's the finished product of Mumu in Shgurr style. I think she kind of looks a bit silly. She kind of looks out of place for her character, but I still really like how it came out. Sheepiu is another artist I've been following on Twitter for some time. Honestly, guys, I was the biggest Twitter hater until I got it this past year or two, because once I got it, I found so many amazing artists that I was totally missing out on until now. I'm kind of a sucker for their mascot, who is a sheep, because, fun fact, Mumu actually used to be a sheep herself until I redesigned her. I know the name doesn't really fit with a sheep, so kind of funny there. I really enjoyed Sheep's work and the multiple styles they have that still fit within their own work. It's more stylized with a lot of thin pen work action going on, some shading here and there, but it's soft, unless they're going in with a more detailed piece. I just love how these came out. I feel like I say that for every style, and it's true. I do love how every style came out. But I really like how different this stylization was. I mean, the way that they do their eyes and the lips was so cute. And, like, it still keeps a detailed format. Like, the hair's still kind of flowy. There's a lot of lines and curls going on, which I prefer, if you can't tell. But the eyes are particularly what stand out to me, because it does fit with the anime eye form, but like the end lashes, which I did reference off of one of their recent drawings, so maybe they wouldn't draw Mumu with those end lashes, but I thought they were really cute. And the way that they do the pupils and the color of the eye themselves is really, really interesting. So here I am going out with the blocked out colors, as we've already seen, and the bajillion spots. Some styles I went more detailed with the spots than others, because I felt like some styles didn't really fit like super detailed spots, and it was just more supposed to be round and splotchy, but I think their style would have definitely went in with a bit more of how the spot shapes are. The eyes were so fun. They were so fun. They were so simple, but so cute. And I actually did some eyeshadow on Mumu for once. I know. Big reveal. I normally don't, but because the style kind of looked better with it, I would say. So I really like how it came out, though. Still super soft, super cute. I think their shading is really unique as well. I shaded a little bit of the face, like around the neck area on the big drawing and on the little one. And I like the different colors for it. I really think it pops out. And here she is in Sheepiu's style. I think she fits the style so well. She's so sassy and pretty, and I just think it works so well. So I really like how it came out. And the last style for this video is Total Drama Island. Oh my god, honestly thought this show was a fever dream I had growing up. I remember when I rediscovered it on Netflix and I was like, what? This is real? Oh my god. So I'm gonna flat out say it since it's already in the speed paint. I traced Lindsay's body and head model. Okay, I'm sorry, but for some reason this style totally stumped me and I wasn't sure how to go with it. And Lindsay's character model felt perfect for Mumu, and this was one of my last styles I had to draw on guys. After a week of drawing so many different styles, shadings, not only one but 2 images per style, I just got so exhausted, okay? I just got so exhausted, so I'm not claiming this as fully mine. Let my hand breathe, okay? Mumu would definitely belong in this show. I could see her being a bit of a diva, not wanting to get dirty or do their crazy stupid stunts. I could see her being a little evil at some moments, trying to sabotage other people for her own good or her team's good, but she would be a super loyal partner if you get her on her good side. Anyway, Total Drama has that type of style that is also very, very angular, super sharp, very straight lines, and extremely bold line art. Like, this one used such thick lines. I think she really worked for the style. And here is Mumu starring in Total Drama Island. I really like how this one came out. I was really surprised to see how much she fit with the style. I love it. I love how it came out, and I think it was a great finishing piece. So, overall conclusion of this challenge, really, really fun. I enjoyed getting out of my comfort zone and trying to find ways to fit my character into other people's works. As much as my hand hurt at the end of it, it was a super fun exercise and I recommend it to anyone who's willing to take on the challenge. And I hope you enjoyed seeing a bit of my girl. I've been dying to add some OC content into my channel, and hopefully I'll be able to do more in the future. If you want to see more of Mumu and any other OCs, feel free to check out my socials. I'll definitely be taking some inspiration from these styles and putting it into my own work. It's a great learning experience. Which one of these was your favorite? Let me know. And let me know if you'd like to see any new challenges you'd like me to do or any other OC type of content as well if you're interested in my characters more. Thank you guys so much for watching and sticking around this far. I love you all and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!